Hey, all, Kurt Sasso here from TGT Web Comics at Kids Read Comics. We're here with Joe. How you doing today, Joe?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Kurt?
I'm doing great. You know, this is a wonderful comic. We have, it's Desmond's Comic, but I mean, really, it's hilarious, it's funny, and it's really, truly kids-friendly, and you really take a great atmosphere with every one of your characters, rather, and showcasing that. And there's a question somewhere in there, but how did you get involved with this particular idea?
Sorry. I've been thinking about this idea probably for about 5 years now. It's been in development. And actually, the first incarnation of this probably happened about 10 years ago, where a friend and I were creating a newspaper-type strip for a local newspaper. And it never went through, but it was the idea of the behind-the-scenes of a cartoon and the making of a cartoon and what it's like. And I've always kind of kept that idea in the back of my head. And I just noticed that with Pokemon being so big a couple years ago, that a lot of those people that grew up with Pokemon are becoming more teenage and more college students, and I thought that was a genre to capitalize on something that everyone could relate to nowadays. So I converted from like a cartoon star to a video game star, and the character of Desmond, who is a Wolverine, who plays the main character, has really developed quite far. He used to be like the lovable loser, and he used to be like a bear, a little teddy bear type character, which I wasn't in love with at the time, and he's evolved into more of a successful character, and he turned into a Wolverine. And I'm a big fan of like The Simpsons and Futurama, which is character-based stories. It's like your stories are practically written through the characters. So I really put a lot of emphasis on characters and have a really good supporting cast of just outlandish, crazy characters. Desmond's best friend is Jerry, the carrot, who's kind of this conniving root vegetable.
Aren't they all?
They are, aren't they?
I know.
He's also befriended by a worm that lives inside the zombie's head. The worm is named Nigel, and it hasn't been revealed yet really in the comic, but he's the host of an NPR talk show. And the zombie is named Slob, and he used to be a star of like a zombie video game way back when. So I try to create a lot of really fun characters to help write the stories and to get people interested.
Well, you know, Kids Read Comics is mainly geared towards kids, and that's what your comic is. It's definitely geared towards the young adult aspect of this. Now, how did you get involved with Kids Read Comics?
A friend of mine, Chris Houghton, excuse me, got involved in it last year. And it was in Chelsea last year, and it was a really good experience, he said. And when it came to Dearborn, which I live about 20 minutes north of here, and I grew up in Dearborn, so it just seemed like the right thing to do. And I'm just a big fan of interacting with kids and getting their feedback and letting me know what they think. So it just seemed like a natural fit for me to come here.
And speaking of feedback, good side question, by the way. How
I do.
Yeah, exactly. Nice segue. But how are the kids' reactions, or the young kids' reactions to this comic and yourself?
It's still pretty new, so I don't have a lot of reaction with kids now, but I do have a lot of interaction with more college kids. And I've been to a couple of small press conventions, and I went to HeroCon last year too. And it seems like the kids are somewhat kind of interested, but they don't know about it yet, so I haven't got a lot of feedback from them. But a lot of like older kids, especially in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio of all places, I got a lot of feedback because of one joke I did for the Space Expo, just small press alternative comic expo. And because it's in Columbus, and because my comic features a Wolverine who lives in Michigan, I played up a whole joke about the rivalry between Ohio State and U of M, and I got a ton of feedback, and some of it was negative against University of Michigan, but a lot of it was positive for Desmond. So I've had a lot of fun so far with coming to shows and doing conventions and stuff.
Basically when it comes down to it, kids that want to get into comics, that really enjoy this type of media, what advice do you have for them?
If kids really enjoy comics, the best thing I could say is just keep drawing and keep drawing from life. Everyone says draw all the time, and that can only get you so far. You don't know what to draw. So you really want to draw a lot of things from life. You want to draw people, you want to draw things, you want to draw whole environments, and that's what people in the comic industry, that's how we tell stories, is through anatomy, through body language, through environments. Like if it's a small space, if it's a big space, if person's really young, person's really old, person's really light, really fat, whatever. You have to convey that through drawing, and that's the most important thing. So to be able to pull all the nuances from life and be able to recognize what they are from life, and to be able to replicate that through drawing, I think is the most important thing for kids who are interested in comics. And it's really important just to find what's interesting and what's fun in real life and everyday situations, and that's where you can pull the most creative stuff, is just from what you do every day.
And what's the website here for us to go to and really give your work a real push?
You could look at desmondscomic.com. It's all one word, and there's pretty much a link to everything else from there. I have several other sites. I also do a sketch group in Clawson, Michigan called Draw Sucka Draw, and we meet every third Thursday or so, and I think you could find a link through Desmond. And we do a lot of fun stuff, ranging anywhere from college students to professional level.
Oh, that's great to hear, Joe, and I just want to thank you so much for this interview. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you very much, Kurt.